Hello students, today we are going to learn History lesson number 5 Architecture as Power. The foundation of Qutub Minar was laid by Qutbuddin Aibak, but its construction was completed by his successor Iltutmish. India is a treasure house of architectural art. Though architecture has flourished in India through many centuries, it was during the medieval period that architecture was at its zenith. There was immense impact of foreign style of architecture during this period. Both the Delhi Sultans and the Mughals brought in different styles of architecture. Thus, the medieval period witnessed a wide variety of architecture. Indian architecture in the medieval period. Many monuments were built during this period. Rulers spent enormous money on construction. Temple buildings was regarded as a sacred duty of the rich and kings. Temple building was sponsored because it was a pious act bringing religious merit. The Muslim invaders built mosques to show their power, wealth, and victories. The buildings built by the Mughals impart a sense of ruler power and were a potent symbol of authority. The Mughal wealth is reflected in the opulence of their architecture. The buildings made by Shah Jahan are lavish and display the superb wealth and status of the Mughal emperor. Tombs were built by emperors in an effort to be remembered. Forts were built as safeguards from invasions and were also a measure of the ruler's strength. The monuments are important sources of information about the medieval period. They give information about the religious beliefs of the people, the state of economy, the state of the empire, and the materials and techniques used. The lavish palaces bear witness to the extravagant lifestyle of the rulers. The forts throw light on the defense tactics and the intelligence of the rulers. Basically, two types of structure were built. The first type was the structures built for public use like gardens, mosques, temples, wells, and tanks. The second type was the structures for personal use and security like palaces and forts. Architecture of public use monuments. The public use monuments were gardens, mosques, temples, baulis, havelis, tanks, and bazaars. The rulers constructed this for the welfare of people. Also, they wanted to earn the admiration, respect, and gratitude of the people. Mosques. The Muslim rulers required places of worship and built many grand mosques. The Jama Masjid in Delhi, Badshahi Masjid in Fatehpur Sikri, Kuwait ul Islam Mosque in Delhi, Jamat Khana Mosque in and Khirki Mosque are well known. Jama Masjid of Delhi is the largest mosque in India. It has a spacious courtyard that can accommodate 25,000 people. The Jama Masjid is covered with intricate carvings and has verses inscribed from the Holy Quran and has 3 gateways, 4 towers. The gateways in the north and the south are led by a flight of steps. The main entrance is on the eastern side and was probably used by the emperors. The tower of the Jama Masjid has distinctive stories with projective balconies. Temples. In India, temples were more than mere places of worship. They were sacred buildings and were symbolic reflection of the ruler and his richness and devotion. The temple was a miniature model of the world ruled by the king. They also gave a glance into the society of the medieval period. They served as a sacred meeting place of the community. There is a symbolic meaning in the sculptures of these temples. These pronounce the age-old customs and traditions of India. Many of these temples have found a place in the list of World Heritage Sites. Sun Temple. The Sun Temple is located in Konark. It was built in 1250 AD during the reign of the Ganga dynasty king Narasimha Deva I to celebrate his victory over the Muslims. It is dedicated to the sun god or Surya. It has been declared a World Heritage Site by UNESCO. The entire temple has been conceived as a chariot of the sun god with 24 wheels and 7 horses who drag the temple. Two lions depicted as crushing elephants under their feet guard the entrance. A flight of steps leads to the main entrance. There are 3 images of the sun god, positions to catch the rays of the sun at dawn, noon, and sunset. The walls of the temple are beautifully curved. This temple is popularly known as the Black Pagoda. Raja Rajeshwara Temple. During the times of Cholas, temple architecture in the south reached its climax. Raja Rajeshwara Temple is located in the town of Thanjavur in Tamil Nadu. It was built by Raja Raja I of the Chola dynasty. It was later called Brihadeshwara Temple by the Marathas. The walls of the temple are elaborately curved with murals of gods and princes. Surrounded by fortified walls, the temple has 216 feet high tower or vimana. On the top of the vimana, there is a monolithic shikhara, which is presumed to weigh 80 tons. Gardens. From the beginning of the Mughal Empire, the construction of gardens was a beloved imperial pastime. Babur, the first Mughal emperor, had a fine aesthetic taste, and for him, the most important aspect of architecture was regularity and symmetry. He laid out many gardens with running water channels. He described this favorite type of gardens as Chahar Bagh. This is a Persian style garden layout with intersecting water channels, thus dividing the garden into 4 parts. They were walled enclosures, and the typical features were pools, fountains, and the canals inside the gardens. Baulis, bazaars, and tanks. The baulis or step wells were ancient water reservoirs built by rulers to provide a constant supply of water. A bauli was used to collect and store rainwater. They were unique and grand in their structure. They had inclined surrounding passageways, chambers, and the steps which provided access to the wells. Iltutmish has to his credit the construction of several baulis including the Gandhaki Bauli near Qutub Minar. Other baulis which are now in ruins include the Hauj Khas Bauli and the Ugrasen Bauli. Rani Ki Vav in Gujarat has been recently declared as World Heritage Site. Many bazaars were planned and constructed. These were busy places where traders came to sell their goods. The Chandni Chowk was a bazaar made during this period. The Meena Bazaar was where the royal ladies shopped. The rulers often constructed tanks or reservoirs for the welfare of the people. Architecture of private use monuments, forts. Most of the Indian forts were built as a defense mechanism to keep the enemy away. Forts were a potent symbol of authority. Thus, they were a measure of the monarch's strength. These forts housed important buildings and protected them from invasions. Some of the notable forts of Delhi are the Red Fort, Purana Killa, and the Tughlaqabad Fort. Other notable forts are the Gwalior Fort and the Junagarh Fort. The Red Fort at Delhi was built by Shah Jahan on the banks of river Yamuna. It is one of the massive forts in India. Shah Jahan built the Red Fort as the citadel of Shahjahanabad, his new capital at Delhi. The majestic Agra fort was built by the Mughals. It contains numerous impressive structures like the Jahangiri Mahal, Khas Mahal, Diwan-e Khas, Diwan-e Aam, Machi Bhavan, and Moti Masjid. Havelis. Havelis were the mansions of the kings. Rich merchants and nobles built especially in Rajasthan during the medieval period. This had massive courtyards and elaborate balconies. Intricate carvings and paintings adorned the walls. founded towns and cities. Alauddin Khalji built his capital at Siri. The city Tughlaqabad was founded by Ghiyasuddin Tughlaq. The city of Jahanpana was built by Muhammad Tughlaq, and the Firozabad Palace and fort were built by Firoz Shah Tughlaq. Fatehpur Sikri was the first planned city of the Mughals. It was founded by Akbar as a mark of respect for Sheikh Salim Chishti. The whole complex was on top of a hill by the side of an artificial lake. It had lofty buildings for private and public use. The Mughal Emperor Shah Jahan laid the foundation stone for a new capital of his kingdom, which was known as Shahjahanabad. It was secured and enclosed by about 10 kilometers long well. 10 gates connected the city with the surrounding region. Tombs. The tombs were built with a desire to remember the great emperors. Some of the famous tombs are the tomb of Sher Shah Suri, Akbar's tomb at Sikandara, and the Taj Mahal. Humayun's tomb was built by Hamida Banu Begum in Delhi. It is the first garden tomb on the Indian subcontinent. It is constructed in the center of Chahar Bagh. The garden, divided in 4 main parts by shallow water channels, is created to resemble the paradise garden described in the Quran. Akbar's mausoleum is at Sikandara. Akbar himself started construction of this beautiful monument. The tomb is a 5-story building resting on a high stone platform. It is located right in the center of Chahar Bagh. The Taj Mahal was built by Shah Jahan in the memory of his beloved wife Mumtaz Mahal. The engineering skills, construction styles, and the building materials. The medieval monuments gives us an understanding of the construction technologies used. Roofs, doors, and windows were made by placing horizontal beam across vertical columns. This style has been used in the construction of Kuwait ul Islam Mosque. Islamic architecture introduced as the arcuate style, in which the weight of the superstructure was carried by an arc. A keystone was used here. The earliest example is the Alai Darwaza by the side of Qutub Minar. Use of pure white marble, work of gold, silver, and precious metals, cut and polished stones, gardens around tombs, minarets in the mosques, and palace halls were some of the chief features of architecture during the Mughals. The walls were decorated with precious and semi-precious stones. The materials used differed from region to region depending upon the availability. Stone was widely used because of its durability. The cementing material used was mortar. The Tughlaqs used grey sandstone. The earlier Mughal buildings were made using red sandstone. Marble was increasingly used by the Mughals, and Shah Jahan used white marble in all his buildings. Cross-regional architectural influences among various empires. The Muslim rulers of India contributed greatly to the development of a new style of architecture in India. They brought with them distinctive architectural ideas and designs which blended with the traditional Indian styles. The result was the Indo-Islamic style of architecture. The Muslims used Hindu features like the bell, lotus, and swastik in their buildings. They also began using the type of dome that was designed in Bengal. Some temples were constructed in architectural styles closely resembling the Mughal palaces of Fatehpur Sikri. Thus, the medieval period in India witnessed a large variety of architecture. Thank you.